Okay, so we're talking about...
I'm talking about that inventory?
Yep.
Okay. I said, in those days, it only took 1 or 2 inventories of your stock a year, and they were going to do it on New Year's Day. So we're all scheduled to go in and take the inventory.
And this is where? This was at George?
This is at George's Food Market and Meat Market.
And there were 2 Georges, right?
George Ligursky and George Rabotchka.
Okay.
And little George only weighed to about 260. And big George was around pretty close to 300 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I might mention here, George Ligursky could look at a pig or a steer and tell you the weight within 2 pounds. And all of the people around there that had dealt with him knew that he was real honest, and what he said was right. He didn't make him bring her in and put it on scales.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're going to go in to do this. And during the night it got cold. Then it was about a 30-mile wind blowing and about 15 below zero. Mm-hmm. And so by the time we got to the store, everybody was chilled. So George Ligursky says, I'll take care of that. He goes over and takes a jar of honey off the shelf, grocery side. Then he goes next door to the Silver Dollar and gets a pint of whiskey, mixed them together, and everybody drank it. And after a while, the chill was off, and we had our heavy coats on yet, and we so I said, well, we'll have the inventory tomorrow. So we did.
Probably more accurate figures the next day anyway.
Yeah.
Now, when was that? How old were you when you did that?
I was my year out of high school, 1937.
What was I thinking about?
As I say, they were both very good people too, and everybody had respect for them.
Yeah.
And George Ligursky, George Rabotchka, he fit the bill for some of the people in Sheridan who wanted to go to a Catholic school and couldn't do it because they didn't have the money. When I came home from college at Christmas time, I worked part-time for him, and when he gave the bonus, I got the same bonus that they did.
Kind of like when in the parable when they come and they get the workers from the fields, and then they give them all the same wages. And some of them were grumbling a little bit, but yeah. I'm just looking at this nice. Look at how many little stockings are over here on this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. 7, 8. They have, well, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, on the far side. Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, that was a neat story because I didn't know about that, and it's funny because you've talked about both of those guys before, but not about that situation, which is funny.
I've seen a guy had a good-sized pig, and he had it in a trailer out back in the store. George Ligursky looked at it and told him, and there was a lot of people bet on the weight of the pig. Ligursky had exactly, I think, half a pound off or something. It was about a 350-pound pig.
Well, once you get good at something, you get used to it. If that's your business, then that's what you think about all day long.
Yeah.
Well, I'd really like to go to Wyoming this summer with you, for a little bit. And
the only...
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, boy. He's busy.
Is that for Santa or what?
Put it in here, bud. With the trees.
Is that for Santa?
You gotta work on those sockets.
That's for Santa.
Yeah. Everybody else was bad.
We noticed that he didn't stop there.
Hey, Joey,
Siberia.
who's coming tonight?
People were bad there, and then we just thought, you know, there's not a lot.
NTA.
Ah, okay.
Could be a combination of the two.
You can't just say it, he has to spell it.
Don't you get sent there for dad anyway?
So,
There's one thing that we did was wrong one time. Schreiber was a guy that had an independent potato chip business. He had a little old Model A pickup truck that he used, and he'd be making his deal in there. We'd go out and push his truck a block away. You know, we shouldn't have done that. We did. He asked for it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Handshake.
Oh,
Look in the eye.
well,
Nice to see you.
But he buys our
Say nice to see you. Like this.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
all right, wait. All right, I want you guys to like shake hands in front of the camera here. All right, wait. All I can see right now is this. All right, there we go.
Nice to see you. That's perfect. Thank you.
Well, we are the last ones to sit here at the party tonight, but that's okay because we want it to last forever.
Well, it will better than here.
What?
It'll be better than here.
When we go forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, I won't videotape everything that we have to say, but I'm gonna just I'll stop it for
You know,
right
Betty was
now.
strong on that feeling about the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's hopeful, and that's what God's all about. You know, hope.
Not very good. She just likes to sleep next to us, wavy. Okay. Probably. Try, no break. I'm not a terrible.
I don't know how. I don't know how people get used to people dying. No, I mean you've seen it a lot in your life, because you've had a lot of life at 93.
I've had a lot. If it weren't for the prayers of the sisters of Charity of Leavenworth and my family, I wouldn't be here. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
And when you could pick out, say, this time and this time and this time, like the first
But we wanted it to look like a bedroom, and we put a bed in there, but we didn't have
first time I'd say
Grandma gave us this
was
blue comforter.
the first attack I led of the lead tank and a narrow road, no maneuverability, and that
When we first moved to our house,
the German guns are down below, so the only tank they could shoot at
a bunch of our friends
was mine,
surprised
and
us and came up and
I couldn't hear this ear after he fired me that one time,
we didn't have blankets.
and then we got off and never found it. But the next day,
Whatever we had, they would sleep in.
Wilbur G. Dahl was exec officer of the battalion
That time they
in the same position I was,
paid anyway,
and at the exact same spot they fired again, and his tank driver, who was his birthday, was killed.
All the bedrooms and bedspreads on them.
At 2. Another time, I think, and this one I think about a lot,
yeah, we have
was Christmas morning,
12 our steps going down.
1944.
30 blankets, 5
People are under the stairs.
The 3rd Battalion said that they weren't going to be doing any attacking. They were going to set up for the day,
There's a couple we have heard.
temporary defense. And so I wanted to go down and talk to them and find out schedule and so forth so that I could bring hot food down to the tanker. I was coming down from Zellenberg, myself, my mess sergeant, Thompson, the wood sergeant, and another mechanic. And we joined into this bunch, and there were about 4 or 5 infantry. And this one, his job was a runner. He's running back and forth from the command post, taking errands and stuff.
Doesn't look very active.
And he insisted on leading, because that was his job, and he was very joyful about it. And he had on a uniform, which I'm sure they just took it out of the box, you know, perfect. And there's a spot there where it's about from here to where Joe is now, there's an open area. And he was in the lead, and I heard the shot. He just fell, never moved. He was killed instantly. And I went another way. Guess what happened? The Lord was taking care of me.
She's in the...
And then other times, when I was making an attack, I didn't like to make these attacks very well. But about the same number of tanks as the enemy does. Odds are not very good for it.
Maria's not reliable.
Ellie's a great defensive player.
Yeah.
No, she had pictures to prove it.
Don't make us party with better. Shop.
Oh, and this is one attack. Ankford, my exec officer, was leading the attack, and I didn't have my tank. I was walking, and I was doing 2 things. One, I was trying to keep tank destroyers from lagging so far behind that they were useless. Try to keep up so that they could get into the firing. And I was talking to this, not a sergeant, it's an enlisted man, and he was from Iowa. And I was talking to him, and he was going through real thin brush, what was trying to, you know, there's no cover or anything.
Yeah.
And I heard a big noise over here, and I looked over here, and I heard another big noise, looked back here, and he was gone. He was scattered in the, he was hit in the deck.
Oh, and here's another one.
God has watched out for you. And it's nice that so many times, like when things happen, like with Dave and I, we think that it's not just fate or some luck. It's God, you know. And when things happen that's bad, it's not God punishing us. It's like this is the natural consequences of things. You know, things happen because we don't do something that we should do, you know. But, well, one thing I was thinking about earlier today, it's kind of weird because I think I was in Acme, and I thought about Mom, and I was, you know, driving my little cart, and I said my little Hail Mary or whatever.
In the whole box, there was only one squishy one that I had to throw out.
But I was thinking about how, you know, some of the things that I've read, how joyful it will be tomorrow morning, you know, at Christmas, because so God, it's such a wonderful time that God will, like, help all these different souls from purgatory go to heaven.
That's right. So, Betty was a real merchant with the souls in purgatory.
But it's weird because you don't think about how, you know, like, we can just waste our time here, you know. But if we pray for people that, and there's some good that can come, you know, from our suffering or our prayers, this is where it can be. But how many people don't even know about that, you know? They don't teach that often anyway. But Mom always talked about it. I still remember when I was a little kid, and we were in Firestone Park, and I remember, like, I stubbed my toe. And it was bleeding, and it was like, so I'm sure that it was painful or whatever, but, you know, I thought, oh, this is so horrible, and I was crying and crying and crying. And then I wasn't crying very far. I think I was going past, was it Duncan's or somebody that lived, like, there was like a park, and then I was walking home, and then I'd turn left and go to our house on Firestone Boulevard. But before I got to that point, I remember I stopped crying, and I thought, it doesn't hurt that bad. But I thought, well, it does hurt. And then I thought, well, I'm going to offer it up for the poor souls in purgatory. And I mean, I remember that as a little kid. And thinking, well, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. That must be like magic. But as soon as I saw Mom, I cried. I still remember this, you know. And then as a mom, I remember this too, because I think, well, as soon as you see your mom, you cry and you cry. I cried my eyes out. You know, I had this horrible toe, and I made myself cry at that point. It probably didn't hurt as much as when I heard it 15 minutes earlier, you know. So, But I did offer it up for the poor souls in purgatory, you know, because Mom was telling me that as a little child.
I can still remember coming home from work, and Mary and Christine were sitting out there on the upstep
Whatever I say is wrong.
with a bag packed.
I went from the south side of Milwaukee to almost the UP game. There's no
What
chance.
we're doing, they were waiting for me to come home to drive them. They're going to run away. I was going to drive them.
Because I still wanted that safety. They didn't know where they were going.
So they must have had a rough argument with his mom.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. How funny.
I forgot to eat Aunt Kathy's Jell-O.
But you don't know how many things come good from that little thing
Tomorrow.
in
Yeah.
your mind later on.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Really, nobody?
Yeah. You know, I'm sure that Mom, you know, I've thought about some people that, like, they get turned out in, and one thing that I was saying earlier, that there's so much love. I mean, even though, you know, we don't always agree with each other, like if my kids, you know, I don't think they're doing the right thing or whatever it is, I still want to let them know that I love them and that there's this love that's connected. And you say it in a loving way. I think that's the big difference. You know, like the whole Catholic Church, sometimes I think some of the things when they talk about these nuns, when they were mean and they had their rulers and that kind of stuff, there's discipline, and then there's disciplining with love. I mean, if somebody hits you and you know that they love you, and then, you know, versus like they're just doing it because they're mean and cold, there's a big difference. So, now I lost my train of thought. But the whole, like, everything, our family, all these different connections, it all has to do with love. And I think that that's what God wants us to do.
Yeah.
He is love. God is love. I mean, I know that's like trite, but you know, when I look at like what's going to happen tomorrow morning, or or with Jesus being born, how much more love can there be than parents for their child? And you don't even know that love exists. I didn't know that love was there in me until my kids were born.
Right.
I loved everybody in one way, but love was a different word. And then all of a sudden there's all these different things that come into play. Like how scary it is, you know, to have them be in danger, you know, or anything. And very, very different. I don't know.
You pay all that money for the ticket and then the snacks, and we had to pay.
I don't know. I love God. I love God so much.
It must have been Delaware.
And that wouldn't be possible if my parents didn't teach me that.
This was a
You know.
dollar movie after Jessica, where my mom used to go.
Oh.
But now it's very
Now, would you like to go and visit with everybody for a few minutes, like by walking over and get out of your chair and go over by everybody and talk for a few minutes, or do?
Where's that now?
Yeah, just over here. I just hear them talking.
All right.
They'll think you're ready to go out to the car, though. I mean, they'll think you're ready to leave. Do you want to leave? I mean, that's okay too.
Yeah. Well, I got my stuff in the bag.
Okay, we'll get everybody to. That's one nice thing about when you get older. You can ask people to do things and expect them to do it. It's not like you're some like teenager that wants everybody to wait on you. So, well, Daddy, I love you.
I love you too.
We're so blessed.
I love what we're here today.
Yeah, like the movie, the new Sherlock Holmes was good.
Yep.
There wasn't a mean soul in the whole bunch.
No. No.
No.
I don't think so. Isn't that is a good observation, Dad, because it's not like anybody was here that didn't want to be here. They like being here. They like being together. You know, and that's a big accomplishment. You know, but it's because it's based on the right things.
Right. I think those love of God. That all stuff,
Yep, it does. It's the love of God. And tomorrow morning, it's going to be wonderful.
And we gotta get to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yep. So I should start turning off my camera.
Well, kids, are we gonna
Yep. Yes.
head home?
Yeah, we are. But we'll have to have everybody help Dad load stuff into the car from his gifts.
Don't forget.
Like that. But yeah, I didn't get that. But